What is going on, guys? Blink here, back with a new guide. I'll be talking about having better chances of winning 1v4 fights. This isn't an easy thing to do, but hopefully the examples I'll be showing you guys can help make it a little bit easier. Also, the V-Bucks giveaway is still going on, so make sure to visit the link in the description to enter. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications as I post an Amazon gift card code in the comments every time I upload. By turning on notifications, you'll have a way better chance of getting here first and redeeming that code. Anyways, guys, let's get to the guide. Alright, so in this situation, there were players on top of a mountain. What you'll want to do in 1v4s is try to finish off as many squad members as you can. This will avoid them being revived and being able to fight again, because when you're fighting in 1v4s, you won't have a lot of time to finish any opponents off because the other three are pressuring you. If you have a chance, finish your opponents off. It's hard enough fighting 1v4, so it makes it much easier. If you let them live, you're giving them another chance on fighting you. Now, sometimes you can't finish off your opponents because you're being pressured too hard. For example, I downed this player standing in the open. I can't finish him because he has his teammates trying to shoot my materials down. I could actually get another easy shot on his teammate that's standing still, focusing on my base. Unfortunately, he shoots down my base, which doesn't allow me to get the shot off. If you have a sniper, your main focus in 1v4s is to find the opponents that stand still as you fight their team. The sniper is super important in 1v4, so make sure you practice using it and pick it up whenever you can. To sum it all up, the sniper wins games. So, one of my opponents was reviving the teammate I downed. That's fine. Now I have a 1v2 for the time being. If you can't finish off an opponent, then you want to try to down as many as you can before the revive happens. I tried sniping the player shooting me from across, but I got pushed by another player. What I made sure to do was add that sidewall where the player was shooting me from to avoid taking damage before peeking the player pushing me. If you know where your opponents are, then make sure you're adding those walls to avoid getting shot from multiple angles. So I ended up getting my health drained as I downed one of the players. Make sure to build walls right after downing this opponent. Killed him, and that's one less player I have to worry about. After the kill, I made sure to go back up to the high ground so I'm able to reload and heal up. I get pushed and made sure to keep the high ground. Did a solid amount of damage and tried to finish one of my opponents. I actually spotted his teammate right beside me trying to destroy my fort, which I was able to down super easily. Got her mats destroyed, and luckily I still survived. So the trick of killing downed opponents when you're getting pressured is to box yourself in as you do it. That way you can edit your way back up after eliminating them. So his teammate had the high ground, which I grabbed back. I was very low in HP and another team actually showed up. I dropped down so I can heal. If you have a big material mess, then find a random spot to heal in. That way you have more time to heal, as it makes it harder for your opponents to find you. Found some bandages to get a little more health back up, and once again back onto the high ground. As I always say, the high ground is super important. You'll be able to spot opponents or pre-line up shots without peeking out. So my mats were getting low, and what you want to do is reuse a massive fort you created to spot players. Try to conserve making another 1x1 if there's already one on top. Spotted a few more players down below and dropped myself a little lower to try eliminating the player I've done a good chunk of damage to. Eliminated him, and back to the high ground we go. I got shot in the back and rotated my stairs in the direction where those players were shooting me from, because the only cover I had was the wall. By flipping the stairs, it gives me more time to reload my weapons or heal up, because I now have the wall and the stairs as extra cover. 2 material objects instead of just one. Also spotted an opportunity to snipe a player. Once again, when you see players poking up, then try to go for the snipe. Another player jumped padded to me, and now I have 2 areas to focus on. The player nearby and the area where I downed the player. I jumped back a little and used the extra cover to try eliminating this player. This player jumped off and I never followed him because I don't want to give up the high ground when I basically share it with the players across from me. Now, there was a random player below me that appeared and I was able to down him. Once again, I boxed myself in so I can safely eliminate him. Tried going back for the high ground, but one of the players across from me ended up building up to me as I was in the box. They ended up dropping me down to 24 HP, and there was a slight chance I was able to get that high ground back with 24 HP. So I used my jump pad to get away. Jump pads are good to use to get into the safe zone, but are really great to get away from your opponents to give you more time to heal. We ended up switching places and I got my heal off and sniped my opponent. Unfortunately, I never downed her as she was the better one out of all her teammates. I also sniped her teammate and tried finishing her because once again, that's one less player I have to worry about. If you think ahead of time, that might be the last team I face, and if I kill one off, that's one less player I have to fight endgame. So I was able to finish one of them off, and one I didn't down unfortunately dropped me down to 1 HP with no meds. Remember what I told you guys from the rocket tutorial. When a player is above you and you have your stairs facing towards them, it's much harder to predict if they can see you or not. I have a little bit of wood in front of me, but this opponent can still see me. That's why I tell you guys to flip your stairs sideways so the wall is facing your opponents. These weren't my materials, so I never bothered flipping them as I was focusing on eliminating at least one player. So no meds, low HP, it's time for me to go. No reason to fight anymore. Sometimes you'll need to get away if you don't have the meds to fight. Making smart, realistic decisions will improve your chances of winning the game. There's only a slight chance I would have been able to eliminate this opponent without getting hit one more time. What I now need to do is make sure to be super aware and use those materials to protect my getaway, as I hope to find any sort of medicals laying around. So let's tone it down a little. I got pushed while looting and it wasn't a full-on 4-player push. These players basically worked in twos. 2 of them pushed into the building, which I was able to eliminate, and the other 2 were waiting outside. If you get pushed inside, then the right side peeking angle and your aim will be what you need to depend on. So healing up, you want to box yourself in and see if you can hold the right side peeking angle as you heal, which would be the door I'm peeking from. Just allows you to stop your heal and peek out if you get a clear shot. So I went outside and built cover as I fought both players. They both didn't build, and when you're building, that automatically makes it a lot easier for you. You're able to create your own environment to fight around. Build those walls whenever you get shot from another angle, just like I did. Use the hunting rifle for some extra damage and went for the final push. They were as coordinated and I was able to eliminate this team pretty easily. So this last situation, these players were more coordinated and closer together. This is where you'll need to build a lot more because any damage will slow you down. So I pushed one of the players and I was able to hit him with a sniper. I tried going for the finisher, but it wasn't possible because I would have risked getting shot down to low HP. These guys were putting a lot of pressure on me, so build those walls to block as many shots as you can as you build up a little to see if you can get a good angle to peek from. I ended up jumping down on the second player since I was getting shot from both sides. Had to eliminate another rifle from shooting my materials. Thankfully, I was able to eliminate one of them so far. As you guys see, I'm getting railed with bullets as I try to finish these players. You can instantly tell they are super aggressive and they'll try to do anything to save their teammates. So you'll need to multitask and shoot as you block shots. I was also getting shot from the west, so what you want to do is place walls to the west. A lot of players won't know what to do and panic and not place any walls and just take massive amounts of damage. I took some damage, but I was able to stop the rest with the walls. Make sure you're taking minis to save your HP. I actually recommend you use minis as your main medical source. 1v4s aren't easy and you're gonna get pushed pretty hard. A mini takes 2 seconds to take and it's just super good on the go. So as I'm placing these walls, I'm still looking for these opponents below me. I can actually hear them pushing me, but I wasn't sure from where. What you want to do is build a little higher even if you aren't sure. This will help you spot them and avoid losing the high ground. If they get on your level, get that wall down in their face and get a staircase above them to peek over and do some damage. I was able to catch one of them off and eliminate them. Still had 100 HP and took another mini. Those minis are going to be super important to keep you going. So I got 2 out of the 4 players and one of the players got down. So I ended up hearing the revive sound and never allowed the revive to happen. This is where you have to be careful since you're giving up the high ground. Make sure you hear where the revive happens because you can stop it at any moment and try to build up. Although I heard it and proceeded to push the area and found him trying to get the revive off where I was able to eliminate the last player. So basically the first situation was a cluster where many teams will keep coming and you'll need to play it very smart. The next situation was another situation that'll happen pretty often where teammates are pretty far apart and you'll be able to eliminate a few of them before the others get close. And the last situation was when the whole team was close by and coordinated, shooting you from different angles which you'll have to build as you listen and look around. This 1v4 isn't something super easy to do, but I'm hoping these examples can help you guys out. I've been recently trying to do a lot more solo versus squads to keep pushing my skills as much as I can. You'll face some easy teams, but you'll face a lot of super great teams with intense fighting. Being good at solo versus solo, duo, and squad will really help you in the long run. So if you notice you're pretty good at the game, take on some challenges and try out any of the other game modes. If you want to be the best, then you'll have to fight like the best. So guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this guide and hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, and I'll see you on the next one.